Welcome everyone into the virtual Talladega Superspeedway. It's a PGR eSport special event. The third annual Fall Brawl is tonight, and we have a full field here at Talladega in the Craftsman trucks. We've been waiting here for a couple weeks for this one, and it is going to be a good one. Here on the PGR eSports Network, 60 trucks and only one Fall Brawl champion who will take home the grand prize of $400 here tonight. We'll bring up that race flyer here shortly, but here is the race format for tonight. We will have two 15-lap heats, 30 drivers in each of those heats, 40% fuel in the heats and in the feature race tonight, two sets of tires, no fast repair, fixed setups, and one green-white checkered. 65-degree ambient temp here at Talladega. We have a humidity of 10%, partly cloudy skies, and 12-mile-an-hour winds here at the 2.66-mile Talladega Superspeedway. All these drivers right now have been qualifying, and they are going to be hitting the grid here momentarily. We'll bring you down to pit lane when they do. I am your host here tonight, and I'll be joined by my co-host, Matthew Baker of PGR eSports. We're going to bring him in now. Matthew Baker, how you doing tonight?
What's up, man? Doing good. Excited for another Fall Brawl event. And, it's our first marquee event that we ever put on, and we built a lot after putting this first event on. It's my first event to race control, too, so it's nice to see everything come full circle. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited, too, as we're getting a shot above the Talladega Superspeedway here in the Goodyear blimp. We have onboard cameras here tonight with several of the drivers. We'll be bringing you those as well as some interviews before, during, and after the race here tonight. So looking forward to what's going to be a really awesome broadcast. Is Daniel Falkingham. You see him right there in the number 88. He goes to the top of the board here at the end of qualifying as we get set to grid for heat number 1 here in just a couple minutes. It's going to be Falkingham and Asher Little right now. They will be on the front row and pole position for each of their heats if it stands. It looks like Max Dinda out there right now. He is just getting done with his lap. Logan York, good to see him out here in the O2 as he just got his lap in. Dwayne Drummond as well. So we'll go through our field here tonight. Still waiting on a few guys to finish up their qualifying laps. And man, this is going to be a really cool event here tonight. We're going to actually bring up that race flyer. Here it is. There are the payouts, and it's a full payout here tonight at Talladega. $30 entry fee for 60 drivers, so $400 to the first place driver tonight in the feature. $300 to second, $200 to third, $175 to fourth, $150 to fifth. And there you see 6 on down to 10. So top 10 payout to the featured drivers here tonight. And hey, each heat winner, $30. So they'll get their money back and they will free roll into the feature. We already got people lining up here in the chat tonight. Tyler Vickery, Mark Person, good to see you guys here joining us on the PGR eSports Network as we are about to head down to the grid for the Fall Brawl starting lineup in heat number 1. And, man, I'm excited to call this one as Garrett Maines, late addition to the top of the scoring pylon here in Talladega. And Garrett Maines knocks off Daniel Falkingham for the provisional pole. Oh, Ethan Eckert. Another one coming in late here with no time remaining. The young buck out of Illinois will go to the top of the board. And, man, what a lap that was. 54.87. Man, a lot of 54.87. So it's coming down to thousandths of a second here at Talladega for the pole as Ashronoff jumps into the 6th position. His teammate Jared Haynes, the number 7 and 13th at the moment. Won't matter too much here tonight. We are doing heats. Some will go home. So 30 drivers in each heat and 15 drivers move on. 15 drivers from each heat go home. So half the field will go home tonight and not have a shot at running for the Fall Brawl Championship. Matthew Baker going to be doing some race control right now as he gets all the cars gridded. He'll join us back here momentarily for the green flag of heat number 1. And we are gridding here as Ethan Eckert on the pole here for heat number 1 tonight. Starting to his outside will be Garrett Maines. Well, this is actually going to be qualifying results that you see here on the screen are for the entire field tonight. So that will not directly correlate here with your starting lineup in heat number 1. But nonetheless, if you look at all the odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so forth, that'll be who is driving in heat number 1. So Ethan Eckert, Daniel Falkingham will lead us down to green here in heat number 1. John Ward, Kyler Wynn will be right behind them. And you'll see that starting lineup on the grid. But a great lap for Ethan Eckert and Garrett Maines here tonight. Garrett Maines will start on the pole for heat number 2. And to his outside will be Asher Little. So Ethan Eckert, Garrett Maines, Daniel Falkingham, Asher Little. Those are the 4 drivers that will be on the front row for both heats. Then you got to go down here. Trevor Ashwinoth, Kyler Wynn, Wyatt Tinsley. Good to see him back here at PGR. Aubrey Thompson, Evan Carlbon here tonight. Jeff Merck, Larry McDonald, Jared Haynes, Kenny McCullough Jr., Nathan Harper, Landon Velicky, Jarrett Liebert. Good to see some new names as well coming out for the Fall Brawl. Austin Green, usually up here as our lead broadcaster. He wanted to race tonight, so I'm going to try to fill in for him, do my best here on the broadcast tonight. Matt Lee starting here in this heat as well. Cameron Craighead, Gordon Spain, Sean Corbett, Josh McCullough, Rich Matthews, another new name, and a name, Daniel Eberhardt. He was in the first ever PGR race almost 3 years ago. Jackson Anderson on the grid tonight. Jackson Buys, Quentin Steinbach as well. And just a lot of names here on this qualifying board. Scott Hall, Dwayne Drummond, Mark Vondell, Michael Guest, Dylan Jones, Hunter Hastings, Mike Davenport, Axel Smith, Stephen Miles. Got Dylan Ass tonight, Munasti Major, Danny Barnes, Jackson Mummert, Cody Rogers, Adam Tehan, Max Dinda, Corey Cheney, Logan York, James Waring. Got Sean Parrish, there's Malik Ray. Tucker McClendon, Dylan Basin, John Ellis, Freddie Bazinez, Joey Mazowitz, Andrew Zanto, and Brock Westmoreland. It looks like it's possible there are a few drivers that did not show up here for tonight's race, and unfortunate, might not have a full field. A couple drivers not making it in. And unfortunately, that held up some people's spots. So, see how all that works out here tonight. But let's get down to the racing action. And we'll bring up that ticker as we get set for the 2025 Fall Brawl. Ethan Eckert, Daniel Falkingham, the 2025 PGR 500 defending champion. He'll defend his crown this coming January in 2026. You got Kyler Wynn right behind him. He is a Podium 500, the last Podium 500 champion in this field. And the list goes on. The pace car for the first time tonight will head off and on to pit lane as the drivers come into the tri-oval here at Talladega. Sold out crowd. The Boulevard's rocking. We're ready to go to crown the 2025 Fall Brawl champion. The green flag in the air, and we are racing at Talladega. Lap number 1 here in the books for the 2025 Fall Brawl. Daniel Falkingham's going to lead Ethan Eckert here into turn number 1. And now I'm joined back by Matthew Baker. Tonight's race control here as we go down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch for the first time tonight. 2 wide all the way through this field, Matthew. It's sure to be a good night of racing.
Yeah, and what's going to throw a wrench into this is they can only go 13 laps in this truck. It's a 15-lap race. You're going to see people maybe try and drop back and save 2 laps, but I don't know. It's going to be a crazy one, to say the least. You see Ethan Eckert up to the top. Going to get a push from Kyler Wynn. Falkingham on the inside. Falkingham not running with his usual group tonight. He's going to be running with Garrett Mays, Jared Liebert, all the Legends Road Cup Showdown guys, all grouping together tonight, running the trucks for the Fall Brawl, and your defending champion, Daniel Falkingham, Fall Brawl champion.
Yeah, Daniel Falkingham really cleaned up here in the past year in PGR. Malik Gray as well. They've taken home a lot of hardware, and you kind of know why. eNASCAR Coke Series drivers, but hey, these guys that are racing in this race, not pros, they're pros on super speedways. Ethan Eckert, one of them, as he now leads the bottom lane here. Kyler Wynn, here he comes on the top, as well as Jeff Merck. Super capable tonight of getting the job done. Just needs a little bit of luck on his side. Jeff Merck could be a guy in victory lane, as well as that number 92, that bad fast Toyota on the bottom, John Ward. As Kyler Wynn into turn 1 is going to clear in front of Ethan Eckert, as Jeff Merck now makes his move to the front.
And if I'm some of the regulars here, I'm texting back and forth, trying to get, a lap that we're going to come down and pit and get away from this field. If you pit and there's a wreck, you're ahead of the curve. So you really, really got to watch out to see if these leaders are going to pull off early.
Absolutely. 3 wide now here at Talladega. That third lane's a coming. We'll see how that weather plays a factor, and some of that wind, 12-mile-an-hour winds here, I believe out of the northwest, should play a little factor into this drafting here tonight. The 46 now has moved up. That's Nathan Harper and that Chick-fil-A are right behind Jeff Merck. And here it comes. That third lane is working. Here comes that 44. And look, not sure who exactly that is just yet, but they are coming, and they're coming in a hurry. And right now, I believe John Ellis behind. And that's Asher Little, Brock Westmoreland, and only 4 trucks, Baker. That line's cooking there on the top.
Yeah, and you see Ethan now pulls up in front of Kyler. It's 2 trucks with fresh temps. Going to really kill this third lane as they're pushing, managing temps. Ethan Eckert down to the bottom. Not running with Falkingham tonight, so it's just going to be the trust that they've built up together running for this past year to keep pushing. But you see Falkingham almost going to get clear. And Kyler Wynn doing a great job with his teammate Jeff Merck behind. Nathan Harper, Matthew Lee, they are teammates. And a bunch of teammates all around each other. John Ellis Jr. also running with Matthew Lee tonight, and Nathan Harper. So you can see him maybe try and slot in and try and get in spot to really improve his position. But Ethan Eckert moving up and down those lanes, trying to manage the temps, helped for a little bit, but now it's really killing the bottom. You're going to see this top lane surge. Yeah,
top lane is surging. I want to apologize to the viewers right now. For some odd reason, some of the stuff's not working. That ticker's not working, and occasionally does happen. Not sure why with my setup here, but once we get our first yellow of the night, we'll definitely get all that back up and running. Hopefully everyone is able to at least watch these laps tick down here. Baker will try to hopefully keep everyone in the loop with the countdown of the laps until we're able to get that back up on the screen. But right now, Kyler Wynn leads that bottom. Merck here in the middle. 2 trucks still making it work here on the outside. And remember, the top 15 here move on to the feature race tonight, and you got to be careful in the point of no return and or that last lap that you do not create or cause a penalty that could possibly remove you from being in that race and disqualifying you. So these drivers have to be on their P's and Q's. I know it's important. They all want to go to victory lane here in the heats, get their money back in free roll, but at what expense? Top 15 is the goal here in these 15 laps, and we got a wreck out back, caution out here for the first time. And it's going to come in the back. It looks like Nash Brambilla is involved and a few other trucks. But while I have a second, I'm going to go get this back up and running so that we can have that scoring and timing for you for the rest of tonight's race. Stick around here on the PGR eSports Network. We're under yellow for the first time tonight. Back here live at Talladega Superspeedway for the 2025 PGR Esports Fall Brawl. Technical difficulties there, so apologize for those. You should be seeing the live scoring monitor there at the top of your screen. 7 laps to go here in heat number 1. Matt Lee is going to be your leader, and the first caution of the night will not be a cause to any one driver on the track. Sean Parrish getting an EOL for an ARCA brake will be the only penalty. Ethan Eckert is in second, Kyler Wynn third, Jeff Burke fourth, and rounding out your current top 5, Daniel Falkingham. And that's where we stand currently here in this heat. Live scoring and timing going to be a little weird here tonight in these heats, as it doesn't seem to pick up that these are heat races just now. With I see a lot of names out of the race. They're just going to be in heat number 2 tonight. So anyways, Baker had some good racing here to start the night. Hopefully we get some more of this here the rest of the night.
Yeah, everyone up front doing a good job. It's just unfortunate circumstance. Nashville Billup pulling down from the top lane to the bottom at the same time that Everhart was checking up, so no fault there. But going to come back and take the 1 to go here. We'll have 5 to go, and we take the green flag, and it's going to be a shootout for sure.
Yeah, an absolute shootout. That's why we call this one the Fall Brawl, man. It's a quick brawl here in these heats to move on to that feature, and the feature only 40 laps here tonight. So quick sprints here, as we like to call them. Here they are, and this should be a good one here to get in the top 50, and that last lap for sure going to be one heck of a race to the checkered line there. And well, while we have a second, let's bring it up. You know, Matthew Baker obviously back in town, and we have been working hard here at PGR Esports. And we'll be starting up the Sunday Scary League here shortly as well, so a new league on Sunday nights. Still got the PGR Light Series, 2 more weeks of playoffs, and there'll be a little bit break in action for the PGR Light after November. We'll return back in February post PGR 500, but look out for Monday nights. Trying to host some PGR 500 recruitment races on Monday nights. And as always, we'll still have our Thursday night Intimidator Super Speedway races as always. And obviously MMS Dega Pros now on Friday nights. So a lot of money racing programming here on the PGR eSports Network throughout the week. But looking forward to some of these new leagues, new events coming your way, as well as the PGR 2025 PGR Championship coming in December to all the race winners and podium drivers on the year. And looking forward to crowning another PGR champion. I think it'll be the third one of those. But here we go. The 04 Matt Lee on the front row here for the restart with the 12 of Ethan Eckert. And this should be a good one here. You see the top 15 drivers right now. 15th, Josh McCullough. So he is the cut line here. And for some odd reason, of course, the ticker just wants to just keep stalling out on us. But hopefully we can just relay as much information as we can. I believe 6 laps to go here, Baker, as we come to the green flag. It'll be 5 to go when we do take that green flag.
Yeah, the pace car is going to pull down. Hopefully for the last time, we'll get a clean 5 laps here. Temps should run out in about 2 laps on that middle line, so we'll see if they can get momentum like they did on the last restart here. But heading to the Geico restart zone, it's teammates Matthew Lee, Ethan Eckert leading us to the green flag. See a stack up there on the inside. Allows the top to surge just a little bit, but the bottom going to come back. Teammates also pushing in that second row. That is Jeff Merck and Kyler Wynn. Kyler Wynn with the advantage, pushing Matthew Lee. If I'm Lee, I'm clearing up, but sticks to the bottom. It works well in this truck here. It takes a little bit to get these trucks wound up, stay too wide for the time being. But if you're towards the back half of the field and you're not inside that top 10, even top 6, I'm not feeling comfortable. I'm thinking of where do I need to make the moves to get back to a transfer position. And all the way in the back there, you see a little bit of jostling already. You're going to lose one off the pace.
Yeah, Jackson Buys here, riding on board with Jackson Buys. You see him there in the webcam in the bottom right corner of your screen. He is on the wheel here in the tri-oval. That wheel moving right to left over a couple bumps. Right behind Liebert right now. Jackson Buys, Baker looking to the outside now in that third lane. He's right near that cutoff position. So right now, if he can get a push here to the front, Jackson Buys can clear and get to that front. I'll tell you right now, he will be locked and loaded into the feature. And here comes a partner for him of Logan York. Here goes John Ellis, and Jackson Buys makes that right move to the third lane.
Third lane starts, you're 3 wide, entering turn 3 all the way through the field. This is what we paid to see here. And John Ward already complaining on the radio, trying to get people to calm down, but he's frustrated from the HDR race. There was a couple of bad cautions. We're just hoping to not get those here, and we're getting some clean racing as John Ward's going to lead us to 4 to go here.
Yeah, 4 to go. Actually, 3 to go now, at least on my screen. Yeah, 3 wide, 3 to go. It's 60 of Merck. Oh, he's barely clear. He is clear. He's going to go up in front of the 92 of Jeff Merck. Ethan Eckert leads the bottom. Here comes John Ellis. We talked about his luck prior to the race here tonight. He hasn't had any here since he's come back to PGR and the money racing community. We'll see if John Ellis can get back where he used to be in the very beginning, and that is in victory lane. We're beating and banging a little bit behind him there, Jackson Buys. And right now, Baker, I'll tell you what, it is a traffic jam for spot number 15. Dwayne Drummond, Jarrett Liebert, Joey Mazowitz, Daniel Eberhardt right now on the outside looking in. 2 laps to go, Baker. Who's it going to be?
Oh, Matt Lee gets turned off the bumper of Kyler Wynn all the way down to the inside. Unfortunate for Matt Lee, that's going to put him completely out of contention. 4 wide towards the back, it's going to serve the bottom lane. Kyler Wynn, he's
having some trouble picking up Baker's audio. Not sure what happened there, but hey, nonetheless, 2 laps to go. Kyler Wynn leads it. You heard Baker before he broke up a little bit. Matt Lee turned off the front bumper of Wynn. Matt Lee's not going to be a happy camper, but Wynn right now is in the lead as Falkingham goes to the middle. 3 wide we stay. Jeff Merck on the outside into the tri-oval. We're going to probably, yes we are, we're going to take that white flag. This heat's going to, ooh, they're wrecking. Oh, we might not, we'll see. White flag. You cannot get the caution out. It's impossible to do it that late. White flag is out. A lot of big names could be out. Daniel Falkingham leads. You'd have to think, Baker, this front group is going to have to chill. There's no reason to wreck at this point.
No reason to wreck. It's only $30 online. You know Falkingham's going to come up top here and block Ethan Eckert, who's going to go 3 wide. He's going to shuffle out, though, from Falkingham because that's not his teammate. Here comes Ethan Eckert. He's going to get a big push from Jeff Burke. No, he's going to split him out 4 wide. They gotta be smart here, and they do. They all fizzle out, and this front pack is going to make it out. Kyler Wynn getting a push from Nathan Harper. Can he make the move? No, he can't. Here comes Daniel Falkingham. Kyler Wynn may look to block here, but it looks like it's all Kyler Wynn's show coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, Kyler Wynn is going to win heat number 1 here tonight. $30 money back. He'll free roll for the 400 here in the feature race tonight. But, hey, more importantly, let's go through to the top 15. Kyler Wynn wins it here. He'll be in. So will Nathan Harper, Daniel Falkingham, John Ward, Hunter Hastings in. So is Joey Mazowitz, Jeff Merck, Ethan Eckert, Michael Guest, Logan York. That's your top 10. They're all in. Here's the 5 that barely get in. Aubrey Thompson, Sean Parrish, Axel Smith, Max Dinda, and, man, Daniel Eberhardt III. 15th position here, just ahead of Dwayne Drummond. Josh McCullough will go home. Nash Brambilla, Matt Lee, and John Ellis. Those are 2 big names. Brock Westmoreland, Cody Rogers. Man, Gordon Spain, he is out. So is Jared Haynes, Danny Barnes, Jarrett Liebert, Jackson Buys, another big name out of tonight's feature. Dylan Ast and Tucker McClendon. They'll all go home, and that is very unfortunate for them. And there is your Heat 1 results on the screen right there. The top 15, barring any penalties here, will be advancing to the feature race. So, wow, what a turn of events there coming to the white flag. And once you get that far, if you're watching tonight, race control is not able to call a caution that late coming to the white flag. So as soon as they get to a certain point, that white flag comes out and they are racing. So that is what happened there. And, man, some big names like we talked about out. And, hey, John Ellis being one of them. And he even practically jinxed himself into that earlier tonight in conversation. And John Ellis, unfortunately, his luck just continues to not be great. And he'll be sitting this one out once again. But, hey, we are heading now to heat number 2. Garrett Maines here on the pole for heat number 2. And another 15 laps coming right at you here after a quick break on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live at Talladega, we're going to go to heat number 2 for the Fall Brawl. 15 drivers already went home, and 15 have now entered the feature here after this heat. So racing for the final 15 spots here in the Fall Brawl. And we are going to bring a driver up here really quick. It's going to be Asher Little. You got a copy?
I do.
All right, well, I know not the best time. I know you're going to be coming to the green here, but the 01 car here in the front row alongside a former eNASCAR Coke Series pro, Garrett Maines. How do you feel about your chances here tonight? Not only go to victory lane here in the heat, but also getting a top 10 tonight in tonight's feature.
I'm feeling good. I got 2 teammates, Cameron and I don't remember who the other guy is. We got a bunch of people in VC with us, but super excited to get this going. It's super fun to race against the top guys like Garrett Maines, Osranoff, all the Coke drivers. Super fun, but hoping to get it done, transfer, and have a chance at it.
Well, there you go right there, P2, as you cross the line for the first time tonight. We're going to bring you back down to your teammates here tonight, but Little, hopefully we're talking to you a bit later in that podium position tonight.
Thank you.
That was Asher Little. We're going to bring him back down so he can work and correspond with his team. But Asher Little and Garrett Maines here led the field down to the green during that interview. Here is Garrett Maines now. He is carrying an onboard camera as well. One of the most winning drivers here in PGR, I believe second all time. And Garrett Maines right here trying to get another victory here tonight. It's been hot of late in that Wicked Water Technology Toyota. Right now, 89 of Astronaut moves into the lead. And I think we're joined again by our co-host here tonight, Matthew Baker.
Yeah, just was reviewing that last time. Go on Joey Mashowitz. He's going to get the UL that will put in Dwayne Drummond into the race.
Hopefully Dwayne Drummond didn't go anywhere, and he knows that and is ready to race because he is now in the Fall Brawl feature, and that is one way to get in. Hey, you get a second chance at the race tonight, and who knows what Dwayne Drummond could do. He could turn that into a big payday. Astronaut and Maines lead us into turn number 3. Here is Evan Carlbon, Asher Little, Larry McDonald, and the Ohio State Buckeye truck here tonight. That is your top 5, and if it's anything like the first heat, it was good heat. Only one yellow flag and drama coming to the white flag. And here we are, just 2 by 2 all the way through the field. No one just yet going 3 wide.
Freddie Bazinez and Malik Ray are all the way in the back. I don't know if they're doing a last to first challenge, but this is not the vehicle you want to do that in. So watch for them to try and come to the front. It's going to be 2 teammates really pushing the issue. And I can't believe they're not pushing it early because they have a long way to go.
Yeah, they do. We've seen Malik do it a lot, but, you know, anything could happen in tonight. You could be taken out in one quick instance here tonight, and your chance at a Fall Brawl goes up in smoke. Maines and Astronaut are in the spots you want to be in right now, but hey, here's that third lane. Mike Davenport going to get out there and try and test the waters there. He's got the 13 behind him and the 06 as well. They're going to try to line up and see if they can get to the front. We've seen trucks do it in heat number 1. It's just a matter of sticking to it once they get up there. So 3 wide farther on back in this pack. And we're going to go back here like Baker said, Malik Ray and Freddie Bassett. And Freddie Bassett is all the way in the very back right now. We'll get in the cockpit view, and here's Freddie right behind Malik Ray, and they are way far back. Actually, they're working underneath the yellow line just a little bit. I think they're just thinking there's going to be some sort of wreck, and they're just don't want anything to do with it. But Baker, you did say fuel is a concern with the 40%, so maybe they have a plan here tonight.
I mean, I don't know if you're making it that far, to be honest. To save 2 laps in 15 is pretty tall order, especially in this truck. It relies a lot on the draft, and it really does not save fuel. It burns fuel a lot.
We'll see what their play is. Maybe it's to come to pit lane together. Maybe they got some other teammates. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out. That's why we're here to watch and call the race tonight. Maine still leads. Actually, no, that one's the 01 Asher Little who talked to pre-race. And in that third lane, it's the 33, I believe, Cameron Craighead. We are 3 wide. We got a couple trucks here in that top lane. Davenport cycled up. Here's the 06.
Hensley almost straight down, and there it is. Pits. They're pitting. A bunch of trucks pitting. Oh, one trying to shape through the middle of the tribal at the same time. I'm going to have to really race control here. I'm going to let you take it from here.
All right, here comes Garrett Maines and the first set of trucks on pit lane. Garrett Maines, you see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen as he tries to get into his pit stall. This is a money stop, and it's a money stop because you're only going to get fuel once in this race. This is crucial to get all that Sunoco Racing fuel in to get to the end here. Here comes Garrett Maines. He's going to be first one on, first one off. A great stop for Garrett Maines. And now is Wyatt Tinsley in the number 20, another excellent driver here, trying to get the job done. I believe another Coke Series driver as well. Wyatt Tinsley, he leads Cameron Craighead here. And here they come underneath the yellow to pit lane. And more green flag stops. And man, you cannot mess up tonight. A short sprint, 15 laps to try to get yourself into the show here tonight. Steinbach, Waring, Zanto, Major, Vondell, McDonald, Davenport, Corbett, all those drivers stayed out. So we'll go back up and pick them up right here with Quentin Steinbach on the backstretch. All these drivers right now going to have to make a pit stop still.
And the last round of stops looks like it may be happening here on this one. It will be the third group coming, led by Quentin Steinbach, James Waring, Andrew Zanto.
Yeah, this is very critical here to make sure you stay in the lead pack when you come off onto the backstretch. Here's that last group. Steinbach's going to lead them in. Andrew Zanto. One is Vondell. He's going to wash up into the track. I'm not sure if a pack is coming or not. Vondell still in the racing surface. He spins it around and he gets underneath. We stay green, but that'll most likely put Mark Vondell way back into the pack. And right now, let's keep an eye here on Garrett Maines as he comes around here, turn number 4. And he looks to be like he'll be your leader here as the others, Andrew Zanto.
They're trying to wreck behind him.
Andrew Zanto coming off pit lane now. I do not believe they're going to be able to hang here with this lead group. Let's bring up the track map. And you'll see a big spread out field now. We got a lot of trucks now going to have to dig for that 15 spot. 8 laps to go.
And you see everyone starting to group together. You're going to see all the people who had the misfortune there for pit road. Larry McDonald will be one of them. Mark Vondell, Adam Tahan, all going to lose this pack. But it is stretched out single file by a while. And you go back to the transfer position around Dylan Jones, Andrew Zanto, Quentin Steinbach. They're going to have to get it together here to get back to the pack.
I'll tell you what, though, surprised there, Andrew Zanto did a great job. He did not come down pit lane first. It was actually Quentin Steinbach in that last cycle of pit stops. But, hey, they're still in as of right now, so they did something right. And now they're going to get locked on the back bumper of Jones. But here comes that pack, Carl Bond, Munasti Major, Mike Davenport, Kenny McCullough Jr. They're all the way back to 19th. They are going to lock on probably here shortly, and they're going to bridge the gap. James Waring possibly losing it. And if you go farther behind them, Asher Little has lost the pack. So has Jackson Mumbert, Sean Corbett. And we were talking Malik Ray earlier, Baker. Well, here he is up into the 11th position. And it didn't take long. Bazina is actually in the top 10 right now. And really, these guys just got to relax and try to get to the checkered flag. The race is on, though, in the back. These 4 drivers on your screen. Carl Bond, Major, Davenport, McCullough. They are digging right now to try to catch this lead pack.
And it's 2 by 2. Wrecking out of 4, it's going to be a caution.
Caution is out. Wrecking out of turn number 4. Jackson Mummer involved in this one as he is going to wreck, come across the infield grass onto pit lane, and a caution with 6 laps to go. I believe this will be a natural green-white checkered. And look at all the smoke out of the truck of Jackson Mummer. His night will end. His Fall Brawl hopes up in smoke, literally there on pit lane. And we'll go back here and try to find out what happened with Jackson Mummer in this group. It's a group of 5 trucks right here. You see Mummer there. He's second from the back. And Corbett behind him in the 45. And, oh, yeah, a little bit of Asher Little and the 187 get into it. Now it starts stacking up the trucks 3, 4, and 5 deep. But it looks like they keep it together. Ooh, there. Corbett's going to be way offset of the 52 of Mummert. That sends him careening into the outside fence, and that brings out the first yellow of heat number 2. Remember, only 1 yellow in heat number 1. So fairly clean racing here tonight. This one happens in the back of the pack. And I'll tell you what, some of these drivers needed it, some did not. And we go back live here. It is Garrett Maines, your leader. Actually, I believe possibly Austin Green, not quite sure, but Maines, Green, Miles, Bass, and Veliky showing up as my top 5. Transfer positions right now between Zanto, Steinbach, and Carlbahn. But now a long way to go. 5 to go, I believe. Like I said, we're going to get a natural green-white checkered here for the heat win, so we still could possibly have another caution flag.
Yep, still could have another caution flag, but as before, tried to throw the yellow on the last one, and you just couldn't make it happen before the line. Absolutely tore the field apart. I would expect nothing less this time by as we're coming to the 1 to go.
And it's really racy out there tonight, and that bodes well here for the feature race of only 30 trucks. So 30 trucks, and I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty stout field tonight. Obviously, we did lose a couple big names in heat number 1, but a lot of drivers out there trying to make a name for themselves as well. And can we have an upset winner here in tonight's Fall Brawl? It would be really cool to see. Pace car lights stay on. I believe we'll get the signal 1 to go here next time by. And then we will do a natural green-white checker. Well, while we have a minute here and we are pacing, we will bring Austin Green, our lead broadcaster here at PGR out of Melbourne, Florida. Austin Green, the 87, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Michael?
All right, man. Well, we switched spots here tonight. I'm a little bit jealous of you out there for sure tonight. Looks like a lot of fun here. All 3 lanes working. You're up front. Got to just take top 15 here to move on to the feature race tonight and go after that $400. How's it feeling down there on the track here?
It's feeling pretty good right now. It always feels good when you're near the front, but we know how quickly that can change. So we'll see. I was a little bit nervous seeing kind of how that one wreck broke out in the last heat as to what's going to happen here at the end. I mean, I know it's $30 to win, but I'm more than happy if it comes down to just having to push Garrett or Miles or whoever here to the end. But if we can make it, then yeah, I'll be pretty happy. If not, then I think I'd be pretty jealous that I didn't just go up and take the guaranteed money in broadcast tonight.
Well, hey, you know what? You never know how the chips will fall. Big money on the line. There's not that many marquee events throughout the year, and when you get to run one, you know, that gives you a chance at that big money. So look forward to watching you the rest of the night here. Go lock yourself into that feature.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Austin Green right there. We'll bring him back down here to his teammates. And I'll tell you what, that guy right there, he is... Seemed like he had a lot of energy tonight. Looking forward to seeing how he can continue on through this event. But he is in a good spot right now behind Garrett Maines. Pace car lights are out. 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 to go at the line when we take the green. Remember, this will not be a actual green-white checker. It'll be a natural. So we could have a yellow flag thrown still. So we'll find out. Garrett Maines here on the front row with Steven Miles, who has taken a little bit of a hiatus. Good to see him back out here on the track. Austin Green in the 87, who we just spoke with. On the bottom, the 81 truck in that Lowe's, I believe Dylan Basin. And rounding out your current top 5, I believe that is Landon Veliky down there in the Ream Chevrolet. Jackson Anderson, Cameron Craighead also right there, but we're going to keep an eye right here on this transfer position. Here's Andrew Zanto in 13th, Rich Matthews in 14th, Evan Carlbahn sits in 15th right now. You got Quentin Steinbach in 16th, Mike Davenport. Big names behind, Kenny McCullough Jr. in 21st. We'll see if Kenny can make a charge here and get that 03 McCullough Motorsports machine to the feature race.
Oh, natural green white checker coming here as pace car is going to pull down to pit road this time by Garrett Maines. Going to lead the field. Going to have Dylan Basin, Austin Green behind both of them. Steve Miles on the outside. It's going to be another classic finish, and you're going to see him wind it up. You're going to see that third lane form up. Here come the fireworks. Green flag back out in the air.
Yeah, green flag in the air. Garrett Maines gets a good launch here. A little bit separation to the back or the front bumper of Austin Green. He goes up. He comes back down. Stephen Miles, daylight in front of him here into turn number 1. Still too wide, but we have drivers farther back starting to think about it already. All those drivers on the cut line of 15th position. Who is going to make the first move and who's going to go with him? That's going to be the big thing. You need somebody to go when you go. There goes the 20. Tinsley goes out. He gets left hanging, but there's somebody going with him, Evan Carlbon. That's big to watch right there. Wyatt Tinsley now, Baker on the cutoff line. He gets back in.
They get back in there too wide as they come out of turn 4. We're going to have our finger on the trigger for the yellow just in case. As they come through the tri-oval, they're going to take the white flag. Garrett Maines leading that bottom lane. Stephen Miles, another great effort from him tonight. White flag in the air.
White flag in the air. Wyatt Tinsley to the outside. He needs help, though. Evan Carlbon's going to come to his assist there. Here's the 11 of Dylan Jones. Those three going to form here on the high lane. Exit of turn number 2. They're going to need a big push down the backstretch. Here we go. 3 wide down the Alabama Gang super stretch. It's Stephen Miles, the 24, who leads it.
He's clear to the bottom if he wants it. That's the safest place to be here. Once Garrett gets there, I would expect him to drop down. He does to the bottom side. Stephen Miles going to lead out of turn 4. Here comes the top side, though. And Dylan Basin getting a run. He's getting a push from Jackson Anderson. 3 wide out back towards the transfer spot. That's going to put Dylan Jones out. But at the line, it's a drag race. Who's going to get it? It looks like Dylan Bason's going to win heat number 2.
Dylan Basin, what a finish it was. Another awesome heat race. And wow, without a EOL penalty, it looks like Wyatt Tinsley is going to be the first man out as Rich Matthews beats an eNASCAR Coke Series driver to the line. Another big name out of tonight's feature. An unbelievable Kenny McCullough. He made a surge all the way to the top 10. And there you have it. Let's bring up heat number 2 results. We are in a warm-up session right now. Dylan Basin goes to victory lane in heat number 2. Stephen Miles in 2nd. Jackson Anderson 3rd. Garrett Maines 4th. Trevin Ashronoff in 5th. Austin Green transfers in 6th. Andrew Zanto in 7th. Landon Velicky in 8th. Kenny McCullough, like I just said, man, he made a surge from the 21st position to 9 in 2 laps. What a run for Kenny McCullough Jr. Cameron Craighead finishes 10th. Freddie Bazinet squeaks in, as does Asher Little, Malik Ray, Dylan Jones, and Rich Matthews. Man, Wyatt Tinsley did everything he could there on the last lap, and it just wasn't meant to be. Quentin Steinbach is out, as is Davenport and Howell. Evan Carlbon goes home with Waring and Cheney. Munasti Major and Larry McDonald. Adam Tehan and Mark Von Dell will go home, as well as Sean Corbett and Jackson Mummert. So unfortunate for them, but plenty of big names have gone home. Plenty of big names have stayed, and drivers looking to make a name for themselves are ready to rock and roll. In a minute and a half, we'll go to the grid for the 2025 PGR eSports Fall Brawl. And man, it is going to be a brawl to the finish. 40 laps of action here at Talladega. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here live on the PGR eSports Network. back here live for the 2025 PGR eSports Fall Brawl feature race. Warm-up is over. Heat 1 and 2 were ones for the history books. Only one yellow in each, and a photo finish here in heat number 2, won by Dylan Basin. Kyler Wynn won heat number 1 going away, and those two right there, the 82 of Wynn and the 481 of Basin, will lead us to green in one of PGR's marquee events. But only 40 laps for these drivers here tonight, 40% fuel like in the heats, and this is going to be something sort of a spectacle tonight. Nathan Harper will start 3rd here tonight. Stephen Miles starts in 4th. Daniel Falkingham in 5th. It'll be 6th will be Jackson Anderson, and things are changing just a little bit. We'll see if we can bring up some sort of results. It just unfortunately doesn't bring up exactly the normal results that you usually would get here, but nonetheless, we'll try to make do here. Jackson Anderson in 5th, Garrett Maines out there in 6th. Daniel Falkingham, John Ward, and Ashmanoth and Green all in the top 10 starting positions. Hunter Hastings starts 11th. Andrew Zanto, Jeff Merck, 12th and 13th. You got Ethan Eckert back in 14th, Michael Guest in 15th, Landon Velicki, Kenny McCullough Jr., Cameron Craighead, Logan York, and Asher Little. Malik Ray will be in tonight's feature, as will Aubrey Thompson, Sean Parrish, Dylan Jones, Axel Smith. Rich Matthews was the last transfer position in heat number 2. Max Dinda makes it in, as does Daniel Eberhardt. And Dwayne Drummond via EOL in heat number 1 gets in. Joey Mazowicz unfortunately goes home. And I'm only seeing 29 drivers here on the grid. And we'll have to see. Looks like somebody did not make the feature race, but here we go. We are getting set to take the green flag. 40 laps to decide the champ. Kyler Wynn, Dylan Basin ready to lead us down. And for the last time tonight, we will have a start of the race. Actually, we're going to stay under caution here. I believe we did not have somebody get on the grid. It should be a 30-car or truck field. I'm sure race control Matthew Baker, when he joins us back in the booth, will give us some insight here on what happened. But we'll stay pacing here. And
Green just had to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Freddie also disconnected, so just gonna let him try and get back in the session, at least get on the track.
Well, we're gonna see if Freddie Baznez could get back in the session, back on the track, and we'll go green next time by here. None of these drivers allowed to pit during that extra caution lap. They'll have to stay out on the track. Star-studded field here tonight. Kyler Wynn, one of them. Dylan Basin as well. We got Nathan Harper, Stephen Miles, Daniel Falk. I mean, look at the list. You could just you go through almost every driver here on tonight's grid, and anybody here can win tonight's race. And unfortunate for the drivers who did have to go home. I appreciate them joining here this year. A couple drivers unfortunately did not make the race tonight. We'll have to go back through later on and figure out the drivers. I believe Mark Rogers, one of them, he said he just completely missed it. So fortunate, we probably would have had a couple guys join in last minute, but what Max Dinda, Jeff Merck,
Looks like
Garrett
Freddie
Maines.
made it back in. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
Looks
you're
like
good.
Freddie made it back in the session. He's on pit road now. We are going to go green this time by. And this is our 3rd annual or 4th annual Fall Brawl?
I believe
Or
third, yeah,
right?
3rd annual Fall Brawl. Jeff Merck and Garrett Maines, as well as Max Dinda, they'll carry webcams here tonight, so we'll get definitely a view of all them driving there at Craftsman Trucks tonight. And Freddie Bazinez will start on pit lane. And I'm sure it won't be long before Freddie Bazinez will be right back up here on the lead lap and or with the front pack, as he'll peel off pit lane when these drivers take the green flag. Well, here we go. Who will be the 2025 Fall Brawl champion? Kyler Wynn, Dylan Basin to the restart zone. Green flag in the air, and we're racing again at Talladega. Lap number 1 here in the books of Fletch. Sorry, that'll be lap number 2. Stephen Miles just edges Dylan Basin. Here comes that Oklahoma State truck right there in that second lane. That's Jackson Anderson trying to win the Fall Brawl. Third lane starting already. John Ward out there pushing, and they are trying to come up. He is with Austin Green right now. Nathan Harper here on the bottom working on the back bumper of Wynn, as the 81 there of Basin comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. We stay 3 wide with just the 2 trucks there in that third lane. And remember, 40% fuel tonight, so definitely going to have to make a couple stops here and possibly some green flag stops at that. And Freddie Bazinez, who had to start in the pits, hoping for a yellow here in the early going to bring him back into contention. But it's been a good night of racing. We'll see if we can continue it here in the feature.
And great job by these guys so far, staying 2 by 2. I think, you want to get to the pit stop. Kyler went up to the top to his teammate, Stephen Miles. Going to take the lead here away momentarily from Dylan Basin, but that bottom lane going to push up pretty heavy by Nathan Harper. Doing a great job, giving a big push. Daniel Falkingham about to get to his back bumper as well. So the bottom lane surging early here in the early parts of this race. Lap 3 going to be coming to be put in the books, coming to lap 4, and still 2 by 2 racing up front. Dylan Basin going to manage both lanes here. Still working, still just 2 by 2. Jeff Merck taking a peek to the outside. Kyler Wynn, he's going to get a run on the outside. He's going to clear down. Stephen Miles now, he's going to pull up beside Kyler Wynn as they're 2 wide, coming to 3 wide towards the back. Jeff Merck trying to make his way back forward, doing a great job. And just 2 trucks there on the outside lane. And I got to talk about some of the misfortune that we had in some of those heats. John Ellis Jr., he said it again every single time. He goes, I always get wrecked out of these races. I always get wrecked out in the heat races. And what do you know, coming to the white flag, wrecked out of a position when he was transferred in at about 6th place.
Well, my mic was muted for just a second. Sometimes I do that in between and kind of forget to unmute, but unmuted right now. Dylan Basin off pace. He's underneath the yellow line. No chance to get back in here, as he's going to work to get back in. He's going to really have to wheel it around this turn. And Ward trying to give him some space. Not too easy to do so right now. But as I was alluding to when I was muted, wanted to give some TV time to Max Dinda out here in the back of the pack right now. Max Dinda fighting for position, and hopefully his family and friends watching at home to get some TV time in one of the biggest races of the year for PGR eSports, as he's right behind Axel Smith. Here is Matthews, who just made his way in, and he's now right behind Basin, who was leading this race just a second ago. man, he has lost all sorts of track position now. Down the backstretch we go, and we're going to go back up front live. It's Garrett Maines now, your leader.
And Garrett Maines is going to clear 1, 2, almost 3 trucks to the bottom lane. Oh, and they're splitting lanes, really checking up that top lane. Gets Merck all out of shape. You can't be splitting lanes like that in these trucks. They're way too aero sensitive, and you get way too big of a run.
Yeah, Jeff Merck is going to lose some ground there, but he's going to be picked up by Austin Green and Logan York. They'll have to make their way back up here to the front of the pack. Still below this 44 here tonight. I better get used to seeing that 44. They've been kind of up here throughout the whole night. And that 44 truck is coming right now. Second in line, right behind Garrett Maines, sandwiched in there. I believe that's actually Hunter Hastings. Good to see him back out here on the track. He is in contention here tonight. And all these trucks in a big pack. And I believe Freddie Bazina is right now the only one, the odd man out with a connection issue, trying to fight his way back. But nonetheless, 29 truck pack right here out of 30. And man, action has been plenty here tonight, but I'll tell you what, it's been, and I don't want to jinx it, but it's been some really good racing, some clean racing. That's what we'd like to see the rest of the night. Hopefully these guys can continue this. They're putting on a show for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely putting on the show, and I get a big wide-angle look in the chopper cam as they go around this super stretch. You see 2 trucks trying to make that outside work again. And that is Jeff Merck yet again. He doesn't give up on that third lane, hopes for some teammates to hop out. He's got Jackson Bison, wants it, not going to take it though. Falkingham also close to that third lane. He works pretty well with Jeff Merck, but that outside lane working no matter what, absolutely flying up there.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, the 2 trucks, I mean, it's better than all these trucks really in a line. It's just really early in the race. I think that's why we're not seeing too many other trucks jumping up there. It's not a Friday night Jimmy Crow special 4 wide by any means. These drivers are thinking about 400. It's Merck. He doors Hunter Hastings here in the Trioval. They nearly wrecked their door again as we come to the start-finish line. And Jeff Merck, Hunter Hastings right now, a battle out here on the track. Gotta be a little careful there not to get any net code or technology that can unfortunately derail your race. Jeff Merck falls back just a little bit to the back bumper, or the front bumper of Austin Green. Garrett Maines, now your leader. Dylan Jones pops out. He wants to go 3. He wants to see what it's about. Jeff Merck now to the back bumper of Jones. 3 wide into turn number 3. And man, this is a really good race up front now as Asheronoff has come to the front on the bottom lane.
I think Dylan Jones is going to go and try and find a teammate towards the back, but he's kind of getting forced to get pushed up front as they approach Freddie Bazinas here pretty shortly through the trial. And we'll give him a heads up that they are 3.
They are 3 wide. We're going to bring up Tyler Vickery, and he is going to be coming up as a PGR eSports developmental broadcaster once he gets his iRacing back up and running. But we're going to bring him in the booth. He's been spectating here tonight in the channel. Tyler Vickery, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Well, tell us what you've seen from a viewership standpoint. What you're seeing here tonight. Who do you think is going to win this race, and how have you been enjoying it?
I've been enjoying it well. It's actually kind of worked out. I got a huge Governor's Cup thing going on for New Smyrna, but watching this, I mean, just trying to think also driver's aspect size. Like what Baker talked about with the fuel window, 13 laps. Like originally in the heats, I thought Malik and them were going to try to play smart mind here and fuel save enough. It's very possible, but it's a very, very high risk though, because you're having to go 50% throttle to be able to save fuel. I've done it myself, but the big con about it though is if you don't have someone behind you, you are gone. It's toast. Viewer wise though, these guys have been, I mean, these guys have been giving a really great battle. I mean, watching Kyler win, Daniel Falkham, I mean, even right now, just seeing how these guys are fighting. I mean, everyone's giving each other space, making moves. I mean, poor Merck having bouncing all over the place. Merck loves that high line, so I'm not surprised seeing him up there. It's just tough. You got to get some trucks developing. You got to get that third lane developing, and the way the weather pattern is, I think from what I've seen on there, it makes it very tough. And you got to look at it too. Fuel number. You got to also hit your fuel number, especially with only having 13 laps of fuel a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, fuel number's a big thing here. Here comes Kenny McCullough Jr. and a couple other trucks. He gets to come down. I believe Sean Parrish is on pit lane. Max Dinda's on pit lane. So those 3 trucks all come together. They come early. So, definitely fuel's going to be a factor in this one, depending on how many cautions fly tonight in this feature race. Garrett
everyone
still
about to come
leads
down
it.
this time. Sorry to cut you off, but everyone's about to come this time. Everyone to the bottom line. Here it comes.
I was also going to say, too, I saw Axel Smith missing the pit road. So that's going to be another big key as well, as you got to make sure if you're
Look at
pitting,
this, Tyler.
don't
4,
miss it.
5 wide. We got one turned around.
Oh, boy.
Another one turned around. And it looks like, for the most part, not too bad there. It could have been a lot worse. 2 drivers aired coming in, probably just did not get on the brakes quick enough.
Oh, Malik Ray is one of them.
Malik Ray, a mistake for him. He has some damage. He's finally just getting into his pit stall. So Malik Ray, an uncanny mistake there by him. And let's see who leads it off pit lane. It's Garrett Maines. He's one of the best on and off pit lane. Here's Nathan Harper. What a surge out of the pit lane box for him. He gets right back to the bumper of Garrett Maines. Astronaut, the great stop with Falkingham and Hastings. That's going to be your top 5 off pit lane. But let's keep an eye on Kenny McCullough Jr. as he tries to blend back into this lead pack.
See everyone coming off a pit road right now. Big single file line needing to all group together. They're trying to get 4 or 5 breaking away at the same time. Ethan's going to get to Hastings, probably going to push him here. They will catch this back 5, but there's a couple cars that are sitting still on pit road. Andrew Zanto, Dylan Basin look like they came in for their stops. Axel Smith off the pace. You got Sean Parrish, Malik Ray, Rich Matthews off the pace. Drummond, Craighead, Jackson Anderson, Aubrey Thompson, Kenneth McCullough, and Max Dinda all out of this lead pack.
Yeah, I mean,
I would
pit
add
stops,
them, too.
you guys are so vital now. I mean, especially with lower fuel counts. You get to these green flag stops, you can see the track map there and how spread out it can get. And this could really create an opportunity for a very long green flag run here tonight, which is unfortunate for Freddie Bazinez with the connection issue. He's going to need at least 1 yellow flag here to try to get back in contention. But here comes the 90, D3, Daniel Eberhardt. He's actually going to split Garrett Maines. 3 wide with Eckert. Here comes Falkingham. Merck to the middle. Man, they wanted nothing to do there with the number 1. They go right to the top, side draft.
Eberhardt is not mad. He is mad. He went right to the door of Garrett Maines to voice his displeasure. That was a very late block.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it now, too, especially on that. That was a very, very audacious move there that Gary made, and that could have ended disastrously for a lot of the top runners, especially Falkingham and Merck being right in the middle of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was coming with a full steam ahead. They really had a good run going there. Eckert and Eberhard really gelling together at this moment. But Garrett leads that bottom here is Falkingham. Merck now giving a great push to Falkingham. He's come alive here. Eckert out of the gas just a little bit. You see some flames coming from his pipe. He's got to check up. Dylan Jones now back up front. Hunter Hastings treading water here, but he's in the top 10. Logan York, not a guy we've talked about much here tonight, but he's a guy that's won some big races in the past, including, I believe it was a PGR 500 heat race last year that he won. Actually, possibly was one of the Saturday Heats. He had one of the best races I have ever seen. And the man from Fort Meade trying to get it done here tonight as well.
2x2 here. Jeff Merck doing a great job. He doesn't have to sit on that third lane anymore and hope for people to push him to the front. He's getting pushed by Ethan Eckert on the top lane, doing a great job with Falkingham. Garrett Maines on the bottom, Nathan Harper following him. They're coming up on 2 lappers. That is Dylan Basin. Unfortunate for him from the front all the way to, sorry, the race chat is going nuts right now. All the way to the back now, and now going to take a lap down with Andrew Zanto.
Yeah, you see Zanto there and Basin going a lap down here at Baker there. I'm sure he's had his hands full here tonight, but luckily for him, not hitting that caution button all that much. Only twice tonight, 1 in each heat, none so far here in the feature. We're now counting them down, 24 laps to go to crown our 2025 Fall Brawl champion. I believe Daniel Falkingham last year's Fall Brawl champ, so see if he can repeat as he's now in the top 5. Eckert, though, looking for one of his biggest PGR victories in the 5G Verizon Ford truck as Dylan Jones now gets to his back bumper. Going back farther in the field, Landon Veliky taking a little break as well, the man from Lake Martin, Alabama. And he's out here, and he's pedaling. He's got a shot at this one here tonight as well. Don't count out that man, Landon Veliky. He is stalking this front group right now. And Veliky has a great shot in that number 33 Ream Chevrolet to get the job done as Logan Ward files in right underneath him as John Ward also gets back up here into the front.
Go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say, I can tell you this. Veliky, he, in my opinion, out of all the races I've done with him, he is a sleeper. You never know when he's going to make a move. And sometimes when he waits until the right time, if it works out well, he's one that can definitely catch someone off guard.
Still 2 bikes with Jeff Merck on the outside line with Ethan Eckert pushing. You see Dylan Jones, everyone mixing it back up. I thought we were going to go single file there because the fuel number, I know it's 13 laps a tank here, but that leaves them 1 lap short. We're going to have to sit here and save because they pit on lap 13 coming to 14. They're going to have to get to lap 27 coming to 28 if they want a shot of making it to the end here. So it's going to be very, very close.
It is going to be close, Baker, and thanks for Tyler Vickery joining us up here in the booth tonight. Some good insight from him. I'm sure he'd love to either be on this track or get his iRacing back, help us out a little bit more. But nonetheless, remember, too, top 10 payout, which is not usually what you see here on a Thursday night with 60 drivers. You're getting a top 10 payout. So it's going to be a battle to the end in this lead group. We just watched Kenny McCullough. He's in a group with Dinda, Little, and Thompson as these trucks trying to catch the lead pack, but they're just not going to do it. So by process of elimination, unless we get a yellow, this front pack just is going to dwindle and dwindle, and we could be in for, like I said, a long green flag run, dependent on how racy these guys want to get. But here we go, just as I said it, they are going to make a third lane, and we're back to 3 wide down the backstretch with 21 to go.
2 wide there, 3 wide towards the back, trying to get to the front. Here goes Daniel Eberhardt trying to get the track position. He lost on pit road back. They're going to try and search at the front. That's Andrew Zanto. Dylan Basin trying to get their lap back the hard way, but I would rather Dylan Basin be pushing the issue here.
Yeah, Eberhardt probably at least calmed down a little bit from earlier. Now he knows he can make that run when he wants to. So if anything, he knows what that race truck has in it for when it is time to go. Here's the 2. He's going to pop out right in front of Eberhardt now. And they're going to see if they can make a run here to the front.
It's back up in the middle.
Yeah, that opens up the door there. Look at that run on the high side. Eberhardt, what a great job. He's going to double clear with Bazinez. Actually, they're going to clear all the way to the bottom. What a power move into turn number 3 for Eberhardt and Bazinez. Remember,
and you see the top side. Here comes Eberhardt's already cut you off. Jeff Merck going to get out of line. He's going to go all the way to the back end again, but he's going to get Kyler Wren. Nope, Kyler Wren pulls back down in line as they approach yet another impasse here. 4 wide. Jeff Merck going all the way to the back again, losing the track position.
Yeah, and Eberhardt, remember, Bazinez is just fighting to stay alive in this race. He's not amongst your leaders here. Daniel Eberhardt is. We're going to actually have to go back here to John Ward in the 16th position. So there's more than 16 trucks here, but some of them are a lap down, fighting for their laps back the old-fashioned way, or being the first truck a lap down. But technically, there's 16 trucks right now in contention out of 30 for this championship here tonight, as Merck looks to the third lane to battle back again in the number 60, as he's got Logan York. Now Kyler Wynn's involved in that brigade here on the top. Falkingham, though, chasing down your leader Eberhardt, and Falkingham leads that lap. 18 to go, Baker, here at Talladega. Man, this is a good one so far.
Freddie Bazinez, he is a lap down, but he is leading this line on the top side. on the bottom side. He's going to shuffle back up to the top, try and control the lanes and keep himself in the clear to make sure that he stays just one lap down. But stay on the lead lap, and he has got his lap back the hard way. Just trying to stay up front here, stay in a position to get that lap back.
Yeah, it's a battle right now. A lot of drivers battling for different things. Some battling for the lead and the win. Some battling to get their lap back. Some battling to stay on the lead lap. And some battling really just to stand their ground in case they do get that yellow flag that turns the race upside down. But right now, these drivers got to be thinking another pit stop is coming. Another green flag pit stop is coming. So we are definitely going to see these trucks on pit lane. And there's that other group that pit first. Kenny McCullough Jr., he's on pit lane. And he brings his group in, so it's not going to be long before these leaders hit pit road.
Oh, man, they're not going to make it on this stop. They're going to have to go again to try and make it to the end. So you're going to see another pit stop, and it's going to be big strategy. Here comes Daniel Falkingham. Here comes Garrett Maines. Here comes what it looks like Jeff Merck possibly, and that is Jeff Merck. So that'll be 3 trucks with really no head of steam.
Yeah, really it is. Falkingham, Maines, and Merck. But tell you what, as long as they get in their pit box and they all come off together, these 3 are very capable of digging on that pit apron and getting in, blending into the backstretch better than just about anyone in this field. So let's not count them out just yet, but there is a big surge on the backstretch right here. You see Garrett frustrated on his webcam with his left hand in the air, and that is some good emotion, raw emotion, out of the #1 Wigan Water Technology driver, Garrett Maines. You see Jeff Merck, who's also trying to fight with him in the bottom right corner.
The rest of the field's already cut
No,
you
you're
off,
good.
but everybody, Freddie Bazinet, all the way, gonna get on the pit road. Great, no incidents this time by, and a clean stop yet again for the field. Great job by everyone here.
Yeah, this is reminiscent of a couple years ago, Baker, when we had that pit stop of the entire field. And these guys doing a great job tonight. I mean, this is pure cinema here in the Fall Brawl. I did not expect actually to see such great racing tonight. We've seen these big money races, play out before, and I did not expect this. Let's hope the rest of the 16 laps go as advertised. As you see right there, Ethan Ackert, a great stop in the #12. He'll lead off pit lane. Bazinet still trying to stay on this lead lap the old-fashioned way, I believe.
Going to be a lot of fighting here as everyone's trying to get up. They're going to maybe lose the pack now. Oh, man, one is slow on the apron. Dylan Basin and Andrew Zanto going to get to his back bumper. But they get off clean. That big pack gets out clean, and they are away right now. But you see, let's see, where is Garrett Maines and where is that pack? Because I don't know if they're going to blend in well. Looks like they may.
Garrett Maines is all by himself. He has no help at the moment in front or behind him. Now, I'm up in the Goodyear blimp, Baker, and right now we see Ethan Eckert, Nathan Harper, Michael Guest Astronaut. You see Logan York, Stephen Miles, Dylan Jones.
Oh, he had to take tires.
Yeah, he had to.
He took his right side tires. He didn't have them unchecked. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate it is. I'll tell you what, fortunate right now, John Ward. He is in a sandwich, but that sandwich should help him catch this lead pack. Velicky now picking up the draft off Ward as he leads Hastings and Eberhardt back. And then off Eberhardt, Jeff Merck. He is going to be right there with Falkingham, and he's going to be with Basin as well as the 06 is Zanto. So Jeff Merck, Falkingham fighting back here. Garrett Maines, the biggest loser on that round. And you see here Asher Little, Kenny McCullough. They're still staying in striking distance here. Probably will need a yellow. But I'll tell you what, the battle is going to be on here. 14 laps to go here to crown our champ, Ethan Eckert. Right now, your leader.
You know, if I'm Garrett Maines, after I hit that pit stop, maybe I back off the pace and try and save. Because you're just trying to save 1 or 2 laps maybe to try and make it to the end. If I was him, I'd back all the way off and try and save that fuel. I don't know if he could do it though, but if I was him, that would be the big brain move. Get into the pack, slow it down, and try and make it on fuel.
Yeah, and you could tell we're going to bring him up here again, all by himself out here as he catches finally a toe here in front of him. Man, he is not happy with himself, and you could see it in his emotion there. But, hey, let's not count him out, not count anyone out just yet. Long way to go here. A lot can turn upside down. We've seen it. But right now, trouble for the one as he tries to get back in this thing. Garrett Maines right now on the outside looking in, but Michael Guest, I'll tell you what, he's really come alive in PGR eSports this calendar year, and he's looking for a big win tonight, and he leads it right now in the number 34, but he gets a big push there from Bazinez and gets him loose. A big save, almost a checkup and a wreck here in the front of the pack. 12 laps to go as we stay single file now. Mostly
you see a lot of people trying to save here. John Ward, Logan York, Dylan Jones, Daniel Eberhardt not doing that. Trevor Oswornoff, Nathan Harper, all trying to save as much fuel as they possibly can. I don't know if they're going to have enough to make it, but they are going to try.
They're definitely going to try, because right now you got to try anything you can to bring home that championship. And it is going to be a good one now. It's brewing up here. Landon Velicky, I spoke about him. I spoke it to existence. Here he comes to 33. He is capable of getting the job done here tonight. Yes, he is out front of a teammate of his tonight, Daniel Eberhardt. He's knocking at the door. Here comes Hastings and Basin. The 24, Stephen Miles, he's right here in it. 11 laps to go. It's anyone's race to win here up front, and a lot of these drivers going to need a caution, and it's Stephen Miles. Here they come, Baker. They're all coming down for fuel.
Yeah, and you're going to see the teammates, Kyler Wynn, Stephen Miles, Freddie Bazinez, Michael Guest, Jeff Merck, all going to come down this time.
Down pit lane they come. The 33 of Velicky, though, still out on the racetrack with Ethan Eckert, Nathan Harper, and Daniel Eberhard. The others still on pit lane. Here they are on the screen, getting their Sunoco Racing fuel. Who's going to be the first one off? It looks like it's going to be Michael Guest. And then Stephen Miles. See Falkingham. They're actually blending into one another. Back out here, your leaders. Velicky look to be coming this time by with Eckert and Harper. Nope, they're going to stay out. I believe it's only a couple coming down. John Ward to pit lane.
Oh, this is really going to mix up the field. I mean, absolutely mix up the field. And Jeff Merck looks like he got a speeding penalty as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure's ramped up, Baker. These drivers now getting to the end here. They know what's at the end of this one. $400 to the winner. It might be, that'll stick tonight. It'll be a little bit less for some of the other positions, but, I mean, oh, wow, we almost have a wreck. Ethan Eckert way up the racetrack. He's actually wrecking. He is in the grass. Not sure what happened to Ethan Eckert here, but a big implications here as Eckert's out. I believe Eckert is out. He is towed. I
think he blew up.
Yeah, unbelievable. Here comes your leaders, Ethan Eckert, a big development. Blew up out of the race.
I mean, it is chaos all over the track right now. A couple people slide through the box. Here comes Asher Little, Ken McCullough, Garrett Maines this time. Oh, man, and there goes Look. They are splitting all over the track for the lead right now. This is going to be the provisional lead as they come out of turn 4. Stephen Miles, Daniel Falkingham doing a great job. John Ward split the whole pack up. Logan York split the whole pack up. Great job by them. And now they make it. This second pack, they're going to come off of pit road possibly in time. It looks like they're gonna. You muted again, Mike.
No, I'm not. I'm just, man, I'm taking this all in, Baker. I just didn't expect to see this clean of a race, this much drama in a good way. Fuel mileage has been really perfect. How this has played out, I mean, you still have you're going to have a big pack. I mean, these drivers and these teammates really having to think through this race, and comers and goers, different leaders. I mean, it's been a good one. 8 laps to go, and we are putting on a show here on a Thursday night, man. And, man, we are peaking with the viewership right now. We are over 1,000 subscribers on the channel. Man, this is a great time to be here in the money racing community in PGR. PGR 500 coming up. I mean, hell, here we're back, baby. 60 drivers on a Thursday night. Let's have one heck of a finish here tonight.
One car coming off pit run is Ron Drummond. He's going to go another lap down. It's going to split everyone in this pack up yet again in the second pack. 3 cars running away with it right now. That is Cameron Craighead, Jackson Anderson, Max Dinda leading this field. I don't know if they pit yet, but you're going to see Malik Ray drop back as well. He's dropped off the pace. I'm not liking what I'm seeing, watching teammates back all the way off the pace to try and get back in this one, to try and help them out. But lap cars will not play a factor in the end of this race. I will make sure of it.
Yeah, and that's one thing we've seen over the last couple of months is, you know, we always have to see how these races play out, and as we see them play out, we adapt. We adapt the rules here, especially in PGR eSports, to try to prevent some of that from happening. But yes, the motor did blow there on Ethan Eckert, and we are now 2 wide for the lead here. Astronaut of the Jack Shack. Can he get his name etched into the history books? He's got a few PGR wins, but none will be bigger than the Fall Brawl. Steven Miles on the bottom. We got a couple trucks coming down pit lane. Those were your leaders, but now it's the 89 with a full rear view mirror of Kyler Wynn. He's going to jump down. Wynn now to the lead at the line. Eberhardt's pushing. Falkingham back into the top 5.
Malik Ray hanging onto the draft for dear life, trying to get back to it. I think he may get it, but everyone to the top lane, looking like the old next gen, all the way to the top lane. Only 2 trucks stuck on the bottom, but now it's the middle line that's going to surge back. Kyler Wynn getting pushed from Daniel Eberhardt and Daniel Falkingham, both the Daniels. Here comes Falkingham to the bottom. Kyler Wynn going to give him the draft, and here comes the push to the middle line.
Well, here's the stage is set. 5 laps to go. You got Kyler Wynn, your leader, and here's the drivers still in it without a caution. Falkingham, Astronaut, Eberhardt. You got Michael Guest, Stephen Miles, Logan York. Here's Velicky, Jones, and Ward. Then you got to go back here after Ward. Ward's in 10th. That's your top 10 payout positions. And Baker, Hastings way back in 11th, way off the leaders. So technically speaking, this top 10, I mean, they only have to go green. They all get paid. Are they going to race super hard until the last lap and jeopardize what could be a payday no matter what? They've come this far. We've seen the green take over. Will it take over tonight? Or will these top 10 right here get to that last lap and then all bets are off?
And the top 10 is all paid here. We've got the full payouts. We will cover any of the no-shows.
Oh, a wreck on the racetrack. They are wrecking Astronaut. Daniel Eberhardt on the racetrack, and a caution has flown. Unbelievable. What did we just see? We were just talking about it. No need for these drivers to crash with 3 laps to go. They were all in the money, and now they have brought everyone that is on the lead lap, including the lucky dog driver, into this race. Unbelievable. I am speechless as we go back and find out what happened here with Astronaut, who nearly was up and over. Now let's get in a chopper camera here and keep an eye on the 89 in third. Yeah, he's going to go up. Thinking he's clear, he's not. And Eberhardt is not going to let off. He's going to turn the 89. And Party turns himself right across Stephen Miles. Astronaut and Eberhardt practically parallel with one each other, getting air. And Eberhardt's going to slide back onto the track. Just unneeded there for any of these drivers to make moves with 3 to go. I mean, yeah, Astronaut just not, that's a better shot. He's not clear. Yeah, and he's just kind of stuck on the front bumper. I do not believe that's going to be any fault to Daniel Eberhardt. It looks
Absolutely
like
not.
the 89 of Astronaut from what I'm looking at. And wow, I just mind blown and speechless. The top 10 had this, and they bring in guys now like Garrett Maines. They bring in McCullough Jr., Nathan Harper. I mean, Malik Ray possibly. I mean, there is some names now that are right back into this thing. And wow, what a race here. I believe, Baker, it'll be a overtime as well.
Yeah, it'll be an EOL to Trevor Osronoff on that one. Not a hold, but it's going to be a lot to recover from that.
Well, you know what? Done this, I think, once before, Bud. We're going to go live here on our stream. We're going to go to overtime here, and let's bring up the cam here. This is little guy who PGR is named after, Pacey Gray, my son, and you know, usually he goes to bed at 8, but mommy went to bed and he wanted to stay up later, and he's been watching TV, and he heard us hooting and hollering in here with that wreck, and he loves to watch the replays of the wrecks, whether they're in real life or here on the sim. And we been doing a lot of road racing, and every time I wreck, and he wants to watch it back. Go figure. So he's going to join us here in the booth for the last couple laps here. And the reason PGR formed, you right here, bud. So how do you feel about that, watching these guys race tonight? Good? Don't be shying out, man. You're a chatterbox usually. Well, yeah, you do have your shirt off, but it's okay. It's NASCAR, dude. You got your shirt off at the NASCAR
Pacey,
race.
what? Pacey, can you hear me?
Here, buddy. All right.
Hey,
He can hear you
Pacey, you got a copy, Pacey?
Yeah,
What truck do you think's going to win the race here?
blue one. That one.
Which one?
The red one.
The 11?
Yeah.
Oh, the 11's going to win. That's Dylan Jones. He is mired back in traffic,
You
but
want
I
this
think
white one?
I think he's got a shot.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan Jones going to be starting 7th, but that's your call from Pacey Gray.
Yeah, that's his call. We'll see if that comes to fruition. You never know, and that's why you stick around for the last few laps here at Talladega. Well, it's been a heck of a night. Baker, one caution in Heat 1, one caution in Heat 2, and it'll only be one caution here in the feature. Man, we nearly did it. We nearly went wire to wire, but hey, it doesn't matter. It's been a great night of racing. Hopefully these drivers now can put on a show here in the green-white checkered. $400 on the line. Win on the front row with Falkingham. Falkingham looking to go back-to-back, but right behind them it's Michael Guest and Logan York. If I were to pick and I was not up here calling the race, that'd be my pick. You've seen him get some big wins before. Logan York back in action trying to get the victory lane.
Oh, it's Michael Guest and Kyler Wynn yet again 3 weeks in a row. They're lined up together. And just really, really good dynamic between them. You know, we always talk about Kyler and Malik having a great duo, but Guest and Kyler have pulled through these last 3 weeks and doing very, very well.
Yeah, they are. They're really cohesive as a unit at the moment, but they're going to have a lot of work to do tonight, I believe, to still stay and remain in that first position. We'll see. These drivers a little bit farther back, have they learned their lessons here over the last month of PGR? And will they decide to go to the third lane and try to split some of these drivers and beat them at their own game? We'll see the likes of Landon Velicky, John Ward, maybe Logan York, a little bit farther back, Hunter Hastings do that. And another guy up there, it looks like, I believe Aubrey Thompson. He's kind of back into this one. So, man, here we go for the 2025 Fall Brawl. Pace car off, going to pit lane for the last time tonight. One yellow, that was it. Yellow won't be shown again. It's going to be the green, the white, the checkered for $400. Here we go. Win Falkingham to the restart zone, and green flag back in the air.
Big jump for Kyler Wynn. He's not connected, though. Logan York is connected on the outside. Kyler Wynn went to go block. He couldn't get it. They're going to lose all the help. Dylan Jones gets up to the outside line. They're 4 pushing 3 deep on the top side, 3 deep on the bottom, 3 teammates on the bottom, and a good spot to cash here. But you see Daniel Falkingham, the PGR Fall Brawl 2024 champion, really looking to try and lock it down and go back-to-back again in another marquee event.
He's got a great pusher, Logan York, behind. Here comes Landon Velicky, but here comes the third lane, led by Aubrey Thompson. Hastings goes out. He doesn't make the move. It's too late. Wynn leads by just a hair over Falkingham. Off turn number 4, 3 wide, farther back, and we're in the home stretch. Here in the trial, we're coming up to the white flag tonight. It'll be 1 lap to go here as Falkingham comes down. Who's going to be your champ here in the Fall Brawl?
Absolutely pushing on the bottom for all they're worth. Kyler Wynn is definitely going to get clear. Can he get a teammate clear? It doesn't look like he's going to, but Kyler Wynn going to clear up. When is he going to make the move? When is the block come from Falkingham? I'm expecting it here soon. The bottom line still rolling with Michael Guest. Can the teammates roll? They're not going to. Logan York pinching as hard as he can, entering turn 3.
Logan York pinches that outside. Here's Landon Velicky. Right now, Daniel Falkingham just has to play defense. Will Logan York get a run off 4? I'm not sure he will. Falkingham, it's in his control. Here we come off 4. There goes Kyler Wynn. He's got the lead now here on the top. Here's York behind him. Falkingham in a drag race with Wynn into the restart zone. Coming to the line, it's Daniel Falkingham again, back to back. Daniel Falkingham. He puts his name next to his name for the PGR Championship, for the Fall Brawl in 24, for the PGR Championship of 24, for the PGR 500 of 2025, and now another Fall Brawl for Daniel Falkingham here in 2025. 3 wide for second. Logan York gets second. Kyler Wynn third. Michael Guest in fourth. Landon Velicky, a great run, fifth. Stephen Miles in sixth. Garrett Maines, a comeback for seventh. Hunter Hastings in eighth. Dylan Jones in at ninth. And your 10th and final payout position, John Ward. But the man of the hour, it's this man right here, Daniel Falkingham. Gets it done at Talladega and is now a 2-time Fall Brawl champion.
Are these guys in this place?
An unbelievable finish. We'll see it again here in just a little bit. And we'll have your top 3 podium finishers here up in the booth momentarily. Baker looking over the end of tonight's race, making sure that the top 10 is official for the payout positions. We'll talk to Kyler Wynn, we'll talk to Logan York, and we'll talk to your race winner and champion, Daniel Falkingham. And you know what? We're going to do a little bit unorthodox tonight. We're going to start with the 2025 PGR eSports Fall Brawl Champion, 2024 PGR eSports Fall Brawl Champion, your 2024 PGR eSports Champion. What else we got to say? The PGR 500 Champion. What more can this guy do? It's Daniel Falkingham, the 88. You got a copy.
Yes, sir, baby. How we doing?
Man, well, we're not doing better than you. We had a lot of fun calling tonight's race, from the Heat 1, the Heat 2, and the feature, because it was very little caution, some great racing. So from our standpoint, we're happy. But tell us how happy you are to add to the trophy case here in PGR Esports.
Yeah, man, it was a good night tonight, man. Patriots got a W. We got a W. Feels good to be alive on a Thursday night, let me tell you. But nah, going back-to-back in the Fall Brawl tonight, that's crazy, man, because the odds were definitely stacked against me throughout those pit stops. I was working with Garrett Maines and Jackson Anderson there, and I lost both of them on the cycle of pit stops. So I kind of had to I had to improvise there on that last pit stop, and I had to pit with the group that came early, and thankfully they kept me in the fight, and we were able to fight our way back up there. So, and thankfully we had a great GWC restart. Kept Kyler Penn on the bottom, had a great shoving from Logan York and everyone behind him. So shout out to those guys, and then we hung on, come to the line. So it's awesome, man. Feels good to go back to back, and guess we're gonna try to look for 3 in a row next year.
Yeah, I mean, why not? But hey, I believe a bigger payday this year, $400 to the race winner. How's it feel to take home the 400 here on a Thursday night?
Yeah, we'll take it. It wasn't as much as the 500 last year, but we're gonna take it nonetheless. It's still crazy we pulled it off, man. But no, it was really good racing tonight. Way smaller fuel tank. I was not prepared to have to pit in the heat race, but we had to do that. So, but no, definitely had a lot of grief like sauce. Had a lot of great racing, and had a great finish too. So I don't think you can get any better than that. But it's awesome out here, man. Especially to hold them guys off because they got hectic at the end. I was trying to block Kyler coming off 4, but he just made the move. I was too late to block it, so I just held bottom, anticipating the hit from Guest. And thankfully, all the moves behind me went right. And I was also carrying a little bit of damage because I actually got a little bit of damage from a fender bender coming to the first green flag pit stop because I was getting hit all over the place. So I was worried that was going to mess me up there with just someone pushing me, but thankfully it wasn't, and we hung on. So just glad. It always feels good when everything goes you right in these things.
Well, yeah, Daniel, man, another big win here in PGR. And before you go celebrate with your team here tonight, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for putting this stuff on. Also, shout out to you guys for broadcasting. And shout out to Garrett Maines, Jackson Anderson, Wyatt, and Jarrett, a couple other guys I was running with tonight because I had a few more friends that were running tonight. So, and feel like they need some assistance. So I worked with them guys tonight. But shout out to all those guys as well. And shout out to everyone who comes out of races to make these races possible. Thanks to everyone who watches as well. And I think that's about it. But thank you, everybody.
All right, go celebrate that big win, man. I'm sure we'll be talking to you here soon.
All right, thanks, Mike.
A big win here tonight for Daniel Falkingham. We'll bring in your third place finisher. Let Matthew Baker take this one. It's Kyler Wynn up here in the booth.
Well, Kyler, what did
I finished fourth.
He did finish fourth. It was Michael Guest. We'll interview though as P4, but
we'll bring in Michael Guest too. I got my scoring timing's telling me Kyler, but Michael, I didn't know you took third, but Baker's going to take both of you up here in the booth.
Well, Kyler, what do you think you needed to do there? You played it really patient, trying to get Guest clear as much as you could, and it just didn't work out there on the bottom. What else did you think you needed to do?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things I did wrong there. Not clearing up on the restart. That was the plan. That didn't work out. And then I kind of turned, or almost turned, got the Falkingham loose into 3 there on the white flag. So that killed all the momentum, and then that caused Mike to not get clear. So from there, I lost my help. And then, I mean, I still had a shot at it. I made the move out of 4. But Logan York chose to go around me, which, I'm mad at him that he went around me, but it got him second. So I can't be too mad. Congrats to him. But ideally, I want him to push me to the win there.
Yeah, and I get the push until you hope that it comes back to you. But Logan doesn't run, as much as you and I do. But for him to go around there and get second, it just improved his position. So I think it was a good move by him. But nonetheless, you ran a great race. Your teammates ran another great race. You and Michael were in another position to win another PGR event. Who'd you like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, just the teammates there. Michael, me, and Steven there at the end. Unfortunately, it didn't work out how we wanted to. Ideally, we get a top 3, but you can't win them all. Just glad to finish in the cash.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Kyler. And this will take us to Guest, our P3 finisher. Michael Guest, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, you've been on a tear recently for PGR. It's nice to see someone who's nice and calm, cool, collected, who runs up front without making any really crazy moves, is finishing in the money. Even though you're a pro, which some people have, affinities against, I am not one of them. Talk to me through that race. It was a great race, pit stops. What was your strategy coming into this race after you made it through the heat race?
Yeah, it was kind of a wild race at the start, so I just didn't want to get wrecked, so I just kind of sat on the bottom for a while. I really wasn't on the outside very much at all this race, but the more we were going green, that's kind of how I like it. I can kind of just lay back and then just plan for the final pit stop to hopefully get a good pit stop and get up there. And I went from like 20th to 3rd on the last pit stop or whatever it was. So definitely helped. Then I just held the track position. Kind of got lucky the way it all played out of pit road there. We were kind of disorganized coming out of pit road, so we could have definitely been in a worse spot had people just waited a couple laps to pit. But worked out for us tonight, so can't complain.
Yeah, and it's nice to see a breath of fresh air, really, and seeing pit stop strategy instead of wrecking strategy and how you're going to survive. So the luck may have not been as much this time, and the skill really showed through, and the super speedway merchants and the pros really shined up front. And a great finish for you and your team yet again. Who'd you like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, of course, just the teammates, you guys for doing the broadcast, and of course the series in general. Fun to jump in here every week. Glad it's been going well for me lately.
Well, thanks for talking to us, guest, and hope to talk to you again.
Appreciate it.
That was Michael Guest, your third place finisher here tonight. And man, the man we're going to bring up now, Logan York, might have not got first tonight, but he made one heck of a move to get to the outside of Kyler Wynn and snatch that second place money. It's the 0-2. You got a copy.
Yeah, what's up, Michael?
Man, you tell me. We haven't seen you around here for a little while, and, it's probably been nice for you to get a break, and you come back here and race one of the marquee events of the season, and, man, you find yourself not only on the podium but in P2, a runner-up in a amazing three-wide finish for second there as you grab the right rear there of Kyler Wynn coming to the line. Walk us through that move and getting that second place position tonight.
Yeah, that whole last lap is just me and Landon on top. So I figured someone would come up, and then once I saw Kyler come up, I knew we were going to get a run, and it was just on me to try to get a spot there. I didn't really have a chance at the win, but when I went up, looks like Guest made a move, so it kind of made it easier to pass Kyler for second. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like that crazy of a move. I just went up a little bit, and fortunately, Landon was the one that made it happen. He went up with me. So, yeah, thanks to Landon, I got P2.
Well, P2 it was. And tell us about you shaking off that rust. You haven't ran as much, but it seems like it's like riding a bike for you. You can come back in here and, really wheel these trucks and or cars around these racetracks. I know they're super speedways, but there's still a lot of skill in getting these cash positions and, keeping these trucks and or cars, in one piece to get to the end. Tell us about just kind of coming back after a little bit of a layoff and, kind of feeling everything out and then eventually making your run up to the front.
Yeah, I mean, this race was the people who were at the front at the end of the race were all people that are good at pit stops. So fortunately, I worked on them a lot throughout my time money racing and got decent enough to hang in the draft with pit stops. So yeah, the whole race was literally just based on how good can you get on and off pit road. You saw a lot of mistakes, a lot of people sliding through boxes, and a lot of good drivers ended up going a lap down from like just other people's mistakes on pit road. So just getting lucky and also being good through the pit stops, and so just making sure you're at the front at the end, not losing too much ground.
Well, Logan, a big payday for P2 here tonight. And before we let you go and celebrate, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I want to thank Mark Person for putting my entry fee into the race. I really appreciate it. He sponsored me into the session, so probably wouldn't be in the race if it wasn't for him. I want to thank my team, MMS, for working with me through the heats and the race. I want to thank all the people for watching the broadcast and making the series have a lot of eyes to it. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank all the drivers for coming out, making it a fun competition. I think we had like 60 entries. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was pretty fun. That's all I got.
Well, Logan, go celebrate a big P2 here tonight, and hopefully we'll see you back here soon in PGR eSports.
Of course. Have a good one, Michael.
Well, you heard it there from Logan York, and good to see him back out here on the racetrack. And we'll go through the feature top 30 and the finishing spots before we sign off here for the night. It'll be Daniel Falkingham, your winner back-to-back here in the Fall Brawl, as Logan York and Michael Guest, second and third, round out your podium positions. Kyler Wynn comes in fourth, Landon Velicki in fifth, Stephen Miles in sixth tonight. Garrett Maines gets and claws his way back to seventh. Hunter Hastings in eighth, Dylan Jones ninth, and rounding out your top 10 payout positions tonight, it'll be John Ward.
11th position, sorry, pulled my results back up. 11th position, you got Asher Little, Jackson Anderson, Daniel Everhart, who was having a great run, just unfortunate with the Trevor Osronoff incident, put him towards the rear. Aubrey Thompson, 14th, Ken McCullough, 15th, Max Dinda, 16th, Trevor Osronoff, 17th. Freddie Bazinez gets back on the lead lap, but he was the last car on the lead lap, not able to get anything done to get into the money position and recover. Usually with these races, you start in the pits, and it's a good omen because you're going to miss that first wreck, and there really never was that first wreck. Cameron Craighead going to be first car lap down. Nathan Harper, Malik Ray, 21st. Sean Parrish, 22nd. Drummond in 23rd. Axel Smith, 24th. Rich Matthews, 25th, out early. Andrew Zanto, not Rich Matthews out early. He finished one lap down. Andrew Zanto, one lap down. Austin Green, one lap down. Dylan Basin in 28th. Jeff Merck, 29th. And Ethan Eckert rounding out your 30 truck field.
Yeah, Baker, what a night it was. 60 trucks, or just under 60 trucks, started the night. And we had 30 make it to the feature and a bunch go home. But they put on a show from the very drop of the green flag in heat number one. One yellow flag. We had one yellow flag in heat number two. And we nearly made it wire to wire in the feature with a caution on with 4 to go, coming to 3 to go in the feature. And something that obviously, like I said, with that top 10 payout positions, these drivers really could have just played nice there until that last lap. But, obviously tensions were rising there, and, they were starting to feel the pressure of winning that $400, and that caution did fly. Changed some things a little bit, but really, it got raced out pretty clean there on the green-white checker, that overtime, and really no one was able to make too big of a move from the back to kind of come back up front. And, Daniel Falkingham does it back-to-back years, and, man, the guy just keeps adding to his trophy case.
Yeah, it keeps adding to the trophy case. May have to start putting the trophy together for this Fall Brawl, and may get something sent out to him. But he is stacking up the hardware for PGR. When it comes to the biggest moments, he shines bright, and impressive to see Daniel Falkingham get another win.
It really is. And, man, an exciting night here tonight, and that'll close out another marquee event here in the calendar year of 2025. We'll have one more big one here before the end of the year. It'll be the 2025 PGR eSports Championship race. You'll see Matthew Baker taking part in that. Remember, all the winners and all the podium finishers this season will be a part of that race, and only the race winners from this calendar year can be named the 2025 PGR champion. Well, I'll be back with you guys here tomorrow night for the Dega Pros Stars and Stripes Shootout Series. It'll be the second race in that series here tomorrow night about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to be starting up the Sunday Scaries here shortly. We'll have a couple more weeks, like I said, of the PGR Light Series playoffs. And we'll be back here again next Thursday night before we take a break for the Thanksgiving holiday. Well, for my broadcast partner, Matthew Baker, here tonight, myself, Michael Triscaro, we appreciate you guys coming out and joining us. See y'all next time tomorrow night on the PGR Esports Network.